Hey everyone, this is Clinton with 5-Star Real Estate Services. Going to talk to you tonight a little bit about pricing strategy when it's time to sell your home. There are basically 3 roads you can travel when it comes to your pricing strategy. You can underprice your home, you can price your home at market, or you can price your home above market. Here are the issues that you need to know with all 3 strategies. Pricing your property below market value. A lot of agents like to do this because it generates a lot of traffic, but in that traffic, you also draw in a lot of unqualified buyers. The downside with this, besides bringing in unqualified buyers, is if they start a bidding war and one of the unqualified buyers ends up winning. Now you've got an escrow that you can't do anything with because it's not going to close. And you end up having to put your property back on the market. And there's a little bit of a stigma when the property goes back on the multiple listing system after being off. People question, why did that happen? So you might want to avoid having to answer questions like that. The second strategy is price your property at market value. Now, what is market value? It's what a willing seller will accept from, It's what a seller without duress will accept from a buyer who's ready, willing, and able. Market value is really determined by looking at the comps. And once you've done that, you can apply the logic that you take from that to your property and come out with probably the same math that the banks are going to look at if financing is going to be involved, and most properties have financing involved. The financing aspect of it really has to do with being able to sell the value to the appraiser. He needs to be able to understand where the value is. Your real estate agent will take care of that for you if you have a good real estate agent. The third option for pricing is to overprice a home. Now, a lot of people aren't dealing with reality and they just price properties way too high that nobody's going to be able to purchase them at. I don't know why people do that, it's just a waste of time. My own strategy is I like to price a property just a little bit above what I perceive to be market value. When I say I do this in concert with my client. I take my client through all of the comps, I explain everything to them, and then I tell them what I think ought to happen. One thing that's important that I should mention before I move on, real estate agents don't set the prices. We explain everything to our client, and our client decides what the price is going to be. And then we take that and we run with it. So my strategy is to price it just a little bit above market value. Why do I like to do that? Well, let's just say we had $1 million property. I might want to price it at $1.05 million. And I want to do that because I might be able to get a little bit more cash on the table. I might be able to under the right circumstances. And so I would like to be able to collect that on behalf of my client, who ultimately ends up benefiting from that. Also, when I start off at $1.05 million with the intent, with the knowledge that it's worth $1 million, I know that my client can negotiate down a little bit, still hit the numbers that they want to hit. But now the buyer feels like they have won the negotiations because they have gotten a lower price. Now they have a reason to stay in the transaction. They don't want to lose what they perceive as a gain. Now, if you take that and you weigh it against the first scenario, the people that underprice and then people bid up the price, those people sometimes get buyer's remorse. But I've never had that happen, just slightly overpricing a property. Now, these are just some of the thoughts that I have about property values. Other agents may have other thoughts and different approaches. If you have any questions about this or you'd like to discuss your own situation, I am a California licensed real estate broker. I can talk to you about properties here and list them and sell them here. But if you're in another part of the country, I can talk to you, but I really can't do anything for you except maybe refer you to somebody in your area. In either case, if you have questions, my contact information is coming up, and you can always reach out to me, send me an email, shoot me a text. Happy to help anybody on their next real estate transaction. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.